Hey guys, this is Super Wrestling Funtime. I'm Dan.
And I'm Jeff. And today we are going to be talking about the Miz promo from Talking Smack.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a little bit of a different approach to this, I think.
Yeah.
That promo, aside from, that whole, best thing the Miz has ever done
In a long
thing.
time. Yeah.
Aside from that, it raised a really interesting question in the Miz's statement that Daniel Bryan let his fans down by wrestling in a style that got him injured, and now they can't see him anymore. Whereas the Miz has wrestled a arguably more boring style.
Yeah.
But he's done so without injury for over a decade now. I think he signed in 2004 or 5.
Yeah, he's been with the company for, out of the guys that are currently there, he is easily one of the longest running guys that is currently with the company.
Especially of the guys who showed up after the 90s.
Yes.
He's one of the longest termed guys. I think he's only 2 years behind John Cena.
Yep.
But anyway, so we're going to talk about the idea in wrestling of wrestler safety versus exciting matches.
Yep.
And sort of explore both of these ideas and see if there's a winner in this argument.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings on both, because a lot of the guys I like right now currently do wrestle at a higher risk style.
Like how you think Sami Zayn is going to kill himself every time he wrestles.
Especially when him and Owens wrestle, their goal of the match is to convince you that one of them has been murdered.
Oh, like that half Nelson suplex on the ladder at WrestleMania where we all thought Kevin Owens actually broke his neck.
Yeah, that was, there's ridiculous amounts of spots with Owens and Zayn like that. They've done one of those on the edge of the mat.
The apron.
Yeah, that was brutal. Also, I don't know how you balance Owens on that small of a little area, but they haven't.
That's why we're not wrestlers.
Yeah. Well, and then even Balor, another guy I really love, he just messed up his shoulder in his title match.
On a powerbomb that probably didn't need to happen.
No,
it was really a nothing spot in that match.
Yeah, it was right at the beginning, just kind of set up the brutality of the match, but not necessary.
No.
Whereas Miz, it's I can't think, Miz, I don't think back on a lot of his matches and think, that's match of the year potential, or that is...
Miz's ceiling is 3.5, 3 3/4 stars.
Yeah. But the guy is consistent, which is the thing. Miz, although never at the top for me, he's, for the last 2 years at least, he's always been consistently there.
Really,
he's been consistently...
Since his world title run, he's basically had the same... Every match is pretty much the same quality.
Yeah.
And how much time it gets affects... its ratings.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's interesting that the Miz wrestles the way he does, because if you've seen his Real World and the Challenge and all the crappy MTV shows, he got into wrestling because of The Rock.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Miz, you can actually see a lot of qualities of what The Rock was like as a wrestler, where he was not that good of a worker, but had a ton of charisma and was a great promo.
Yeah.
But Miz is a lesser Rock.
Yeah.
And he doesn't...
A more heel Rock.
Oh yeah, Miz is a terrible babyface.
No, he can't. He doesn't work as a babyface.
Well, he's like a frog goblin. No one wants to get behind that.
Except Maurice. Or I guess he gets behind that. Hey, sex joke.
Okay. But yeah, you can see that because he comes from it from the sports entertainment standpoint, you sort of see where his style came from as a result of that. Mm-hmm. Don't get hurt. Focus on getting your personality over and being a good promo, and then do as much in the ring as you can without killing yourself.
Yeah.
He's really been one of those guys who follow the WWE ethos of find the spots that you can do 100% of the time.
Yeah.
You really don't see him, fuck up his own spots.
No, everything he does is safe. It's within the realm of, it's within the realm of very, very safe. There is no risk factor. And
which is a problem because he does not catch people.
No, he does not.
So it's like that whole safety for him thing goes a little too far.
Yeah.
When he all of a sudden has Tyrannosaurus arms when a guy comes over the top.
I don't know. The ground will break your fall.
I'm just going to reach my arms out and that's going to stop a 250-pound man.
Yeah, but, and, like, looking back, I think, like, because I want to say, like, I like what Miz is doing, but it's never going to get him top tier. But then when you look back at, again, like The Rock, who he wrestles like, The Rock doesn't actually have a lot of matches that I would consider, like, all-time great matches.
His matches don't hold up.
No.
At the time, they were super exciting because The Rock was a character that you were behind.
Exactly. It's everything about The Rock is his character. It's you get behind spots he does outside of the ring. You get behind the character he is in the ring, and you want to be there with him to cheer him or be against him, depending on who he is. But it's never like, you're not there because what he's doing in the ring is that amazing. It's just, he does solid work, but it's the character that carries everything. It's all the character, not the work.
One a great example of that is that Hogan match he had at Mania
Oh, yeah.
18, I want to say.
I think so, yeah.
That's just entirely charisma. Like,
Yeah.
I can't remember a single spot from that match.
Well, and
But
Hogan
I remember
actually would be the
stare
same
down.
way.
Hogan's a very similar style wrestler, yeah.
Yeah, and granted, Hogan comes from an older era, but
He's
still,
a more exaggerated version of that style where he's just complete garbage in the ring.
Yeah.
And, like, all charisma.
And he just got more garbage as he went on, and with more.
Well, because now he's
charisma.
like 100.
Yeah,
Like, he's like 4 inches shorter because his back doesn't work. But then, on the other hand, so you've got The Miz, who wrestles really safe but kind of boring.
yes,
And focuses on just having, like, a ton of charisma and being a good promo. And then you've got Daniel Bryan and that sort of, like, early 2000s American indie style
yeah.
that was really focused on, like, you have the best match possible all the time.
Risk it all for
even
the
if
fans.
you have to kill yourself.
Yeah, and it's tough because I want to cheer for that one, but then you look at a lot of those wrestlers, and there are very, very few of those style guys that I can think of that haven't had some sort of major injury at some point.
Yeah, you're shortening your career with that style.
Yeah.
But is it... Because, I mean, I like that style a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I would much rather watch a Daniel Bryan match than a Miz match in pretty much any situation.
Yes.
But it's also super sad seeing Daniel Bryan on TV and miserable because all his friends still get to do what he wants to be doing and he gets to sit at a desk.
Yep.
So, like, ultimately, is it worth that entertainment value to shorten their career?
I think that's when it comes up, like, to me, I think it comes up to each wrestler. And it comes up to what the wrestler hopes to accomplish in the ring. Like, Daniel Bryan, I'm sure, feels that he didn't get out everything he could have. And he didn't. He didn't get everything out of wrestling that he could have.
He won the most important title in wrestling and lost it because he had the concussion.
Yeah. But, looking, like, Daniel Bryan's going to be one of the highlight guys for a long time. Like,
He's going to be considered an all-time great wrestler.
Yes. So, I think... And I don't know if Bryan would have gotten there without being the guy he was. Like, being that high-risk indie guy. So I think it comes out to each wrestler. What is each wrestler willing to do for the sport that they love? Because Miz was a slow burn. Like, he's arguably a slow burn. I hated The Miz when he first came in. I couldn't stand him. When he got to the title picture, also, same thing. I was like, this is a low point in our...
The Miz's world title run, though, is one of my favorite.
He
the
was-
last 10-year world title runs.
He was good. When he got it, I couldn't fathom how he got there.
It was real weird.
Yeah. But the longer The Miz is around, the more I love The Miz.
Yeah, he's very much... The more you can appreciate what he brings from a character standpoint,
Yeah.
the more value he has. And I think he's the kind of guy who will end up in the WWE Hall of Fame,
Oh, yeah.
but is not going to be a guy that... You're not going to have people in 30 years being like, oh man, do you remember that Miz match?
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to happen. But again, I don't think he cares about that.
No.
He wants fans now to sort of appreciate that he is always there
Yeah.
to entertain them.
I think Miz is going to be, he's going to be remembered as a really, really, really solid worker.
I feel like he's also got a job in WWE for as long as he wants.
Yes. To me, he's going to be an Arn Anderson.
You're going to have to keep explaining
Like,
that, because that sounds horrible at first.
He's going to be a guy, he had a long career, did some really good stuff with his career, but nobody, like, when you ask wrestlers nowadays, like, who inspired you or who's your idol, nobody goes, Arn Anderson. Like, that was...
I've heard a bunch of people say that.
What? Who says...
Arn Anderson's like an all-time great promo.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, watch Arn Anderson promos. He is an all-time great promo.
Well, that's kind of like Miz, though. Miz does good promos. It's
Right,
just-
but also then watch Arn Anderson matches, and he is an all-time great worker.
Huh.
Especially in tags.
What wrestler cites him as one of their favorites?
I don't know off the top of my head, but like Arn Anderson
Aha.
is awesome.
I'm going to take that as a win. Even if it's not.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I can't argue with
No, I
you
just...
taking it as a win.
To me, it's just like... Miz is going to be one of those guys that people will look back on and be like, oh yeah, he was good. But nobody's going to call him back as their favorite.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. And so I think that, like, the interesting thing now is that we also are in a time where people care about wrestler health.
Yeah.
More so than they used to.
Some of them do.
Well, I mean, if you look on Twitter, there are so many people that will see a move and like, oh, that should be banned. No one should ever do that.
Oh.
Like, there's a lot of people
That's good to
on
know.
Twitter that push for the diving headbutt to be banned.
Yeah.
I don't go that far.
Yeah.
I think whatever a wrestler wants to do with their body, they can do that.
Yeah.
I might think they're an idiot for doing it.
As long as they can prove they have a safe way of doing it.
And you know what? I don't even care if they have that. As long as they don't hurt the other guy with it,
Well,
they can do whatever they want.
That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like as long as you can prove that you're not going to injure yourself or the other guy every time you do it, then it's good. It's like the Styles Clash.
Yeah.
Styles Clash, if done well and right by both guys, is 100% safe.
Yeah.
But if one guy fucks up his spot, things go real bad.
Yeah.
Real fast.
It's got to really, like... Yeah. When it does fail, it's a disaster.
Yeah.
But it usually won't fail.
Because to me, that's one of the things I'm like, I hate that the tombstone's been taken out.
Well, that was another, like, people were saying ban the Styles Clash.
What?
When, what's his
No.
face? Yoshitatsu.
Oh.
Like, busted his neck in New Japan taking a Styles Clash.
Yeah.
And people were like, it should be banned. Because AJ Styles has hurt, like, 2 people in the last, 2 years. But ignoring the whole, 12-year period where he hurt 0 people.
Yeah. And that if you get hurt, it's kind of your fault.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like victim blaming, but it kind of is because it's all up to the guy getting the move done to him.
As long as
to
AJ Styles
protect
gets
his
you
head.
up for it, he's
Yeah.
kind of done. He's done all he can for you.
AJ just needs to hold you up. It's kind of like, it's not even
Which
as
is why
bad
it's super
as...
scary when he does it to Roman Reigns, because it always looks like he's
Yeah.
going to drop him on his head.
Even Cena. It's
Yeah.
just like, I'm carrying around a giant bag of meat. They're tiny. Styles, don't do that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really confused why the Tombstone pile driver has been banned. Because I get
the regular pile driver being banned.
Yes, that one I get.
Yeah.
That one's really easy to fuck up.
I mean, I guess in WWE, the argument would just be it's the Undertaker's move, so none of you idiots should be doing it anyway.
Yes. But yeah, I don't think that's... I think that it's less... it's more than that. It's also that it's within the pile driver realm.
Yeah.
Of just Kate banned.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's interesting that we now, we live in a time where people care about wrestler safety.
Yeah.
But we're still watching this thing that is destroying their bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know if you've landed on a wrestling mat. In a ring.
I've stepped into one. I've never taken a bump, but just stepping into one, I'm like, that's not gonna feel well.
Yeah, I learned how to take bumps for fun at one point. Just
I
I had no interest in really becoming a wrestler.
Yeah.
It looked fun, so I tried it, and it doesn't feel great. At the time, it's oh, this isn't bad.
Yeah.
And my back was purple the next day.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if you do that for 15 years, like, even if you're the safest dude in the world, the entertainment form you've chosen is slowly crippling you.
Yes.
And you're just hoping it doesn't cripple you more than age does in general.
It's a constant fight between your job and age.
It's one of those, so my position is that if you're going to get upset about wrestler safety, you should probably not watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Because nothing they're doing is good for them.
Be like getting upset about UFC fighters' safety.
Well, yeah, and like sports
it.
in general. Like,
yeah.
You're mortgaging your youth to make a lot of money for an entertainment industry while you're young, and then you're fucked when you get old.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
especially
we're watching it so that golfers are
I'm really glad that you picked that up. And that didn't just go by the wayside. Just like I randomly.
Have you seen those 80-year-old golfers and how terrible shape they're in? It's the saddest thing in the world.
I have one.
Man, they have to take a cart around the course.
Yeah.
Like, how sad is that?
When they start out, they're taking a cart around the course. That's how.
Just their amateur training has destroyed their bodies so much that they can't walk across the course.
Swinging takes a lot out of you.
Man, I totally lost where we were.
I derailed it, not even for a good joke. It was a really bad joke, but I fucking derailed that train.
But yeah, I guess my stance on the safety versus entertainment thing is, as a consumer, I would rather be entertained, and if the performer is willing to put their body on the line to do it,
yes,
then more power to them. Like, I don't want to see guys like all becoming Brock Lesnar and just trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're gonna do moves that hurt you, that's up to you. But, you know, like, if you get hurt, then I'm not gonna feel real bad for you. Like, okay, you did a diving headbutt every day for 20 years, and now your neck hurts. Like,
that's what happens when you dive. When you throw your head at the ground.
That's gonna happen. And, like, it sucks that it happened, but it's also, no one made you do that.
Yeah.
You decided that was going to be one of your moves.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement with you. Like, for the most, to me, it always comes up to the wrestler, and as long as the wrestler can make his decisions work, that's great. Because there are guys that do not put their body on the line that I friggin' love, and vice versa. There's guys that do put their body on the line that I also love, and I would not like those guys as much as I currently do if they all of a sudden dialed back and were like, well, I'm just going to take away all these moves.
Look at early NXT Hideo Itami.
Yeah.
How, like, lifeless and sad he looked, not being able to maim people like he was used to.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, I can't make this guy scream out in pain.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I can't kick your chest so hard that it just turns into powder that floats around inside you.
He was so excited when he got to do the go to sleep
pretty pumped.
On the last takeover special. Like, that guy, he probably popped a boner.
Well, that's okay. I feel like we would have noticed that given how tight his pants were.
Well, they were pants.
And with that, this is it for Super Wrestling Fun Time. We will see you next time.